7 Everyday vegetables that secretly damage your nerves. Everyday vegetables are often seen as the safest, healthiest foods on the plate. But for seniors, some common choices can quietly irritate the nerves, leading to tingling, numbness, or weakness that builds over time. The surprising truth is that not all vegetables are equally gentle on the nervous system. A few contain natural compounds that, when eaten too often or in the wrong way, may slowly wear down nerve health. If you are over 50, paying attention to these hidden triggers can protect you from discomfort and preserve the strength of your nerves for years to come. Your health deserves careful attention, even with foods that seem harmless. Stay with me as I uncover 7 everyday vegetables that can secretly damage your nerves if overused. And if you find this helpful, please subscribe, like, and share this video so others can protect their health too. Potatoes are one of the most familiar and comforting vegetables, yet they hold compounds that can quietly affect nerve health when consumed in excess. They belong to the nightshade family and contain natural chemicals called glycoalkaloids, including solanin. In small amounts, these compounds are not harmful, but when potatoes are eaten too frequently, especially in forms like fried or reheated dishes, the concentration of glycoalkaloids increases. Research has linked high intake of these substances to nerve irritation, which can appear as tingling sensations, muscle weakness, or a sense of fatigue that feels difficult to explain. Doctors caution that seniors, whose bodies process food more slowly, may be especially sensitive to these effects. One of the key issues with potatoes is that they are often eaten daily, sometimes at more than one meal. Mashed, baked, fried, or turned into chips, they seem versatile and harmless. However, the body can accumulate glycoalkaloids over time, and this steady intake may interfere with the way nerve cells transmit signals. Healthy nerve function depends on stable communication between brain and body. When compounds like solanin interfere with these messages, the result is an overexcited or weakened nervous system. Seniors who already live with neuropathy or nerve-related conditions may notice worsening symptoms when potatoes dominate their diet. Another factor that makes potatoes tricky is how they are stored and prepared. Potatoes that have sprouted or turned green contain higher levels of glycoalkaloids. Eating them regularly can intensify nerve strain and sometimes cause digestive distress, which further affects nerve health through nutrient imbalances. Doctors note that many seniors, out of habit or to avoid waste, still cook and eat potatoes that show green patches or sprouts, not realizing the increased risk. Frying or reheating potatoes, especially in oils, also increases harmful compounds, creating a stronger load on the nervous system. This is one reason nutrition experts often advise seniors to limit fried potato products, as they combine nerve-irritating chemicals with unhealthy fats that burden circulation and the heart as well. Potatoes also create indirect challenges for nerve health because of their effect on blood sugar. As a starchy vegetable, they break down quickly into glucose, which can spike blood sugar levels. Seniors with diabetes or prediabetes are particularly vulnerable, as rapid swings in blood sugar harm not only the heart but also the nerves. High blood sugar damages the small blood vessels that feed nerves, leading to tingling, numbness, or burning sensations in the hands and feet. When potatoes are a regular part of breakfast or dinner, this repeated glucose surge increases the risk of nerve injury, a condition doctors call diabetic neuropathy. For seniors who depend on steady energy, the fast digestion of potatoes can also create a pattern of fatigue and cravings. The nervous system thrives on stable nutrition, but sharp rises and falls in glucose can leave nerve cells struggling to function properly. Over time, this imbalance may contribute to nerve weakness and reduced resilience. Experts explain that the nervous system is one of the most sensitive parts of the body to blood sugar instability, and the high glycemic nature of potatoes makes them a common, though often overlooked, contributor to nerve stress. The good news is that the risks can be reduced with awareness. Doctors recommend limiting the frequency of potato intake rather than eliminating them entirely. Choosing smaller portions, avoiding green or sprouted potatoes, and favoring boiling or baking over frying helps reduce harmful compounds. Pairing potatoes with fiber-rich vegetables or proteins slows down digestion, softening the impact on blood sugar and nerves. For seniors, moderation is key. Potatoes need not disappear from the diet, but they should no longer dominate the plate in the way they often do. Ignoring these details can leave seniors facing subtle but persistent nerve issues that build across years. What begins as mild tingling or occasional weakness may eventually progress to more serious neuropathic symptoms. Doctors stress that prevention is far easier than treatment, and adjusting habits around potatoes is a simple, effective way to protect nerve health. For seniors looking to keep their nervous system strong, being cautious with potatoes is a small but powerful step that preserves comfort, mobility, and independence. Eggplant is another everyday vegetable that can quietly affect the nervous system when eaten too often. Like potatoes, it belongs to the nightshade family and contains natural chemicals known as alkaloids, including solanin. These compounds act as a defense mechanism for the plant, but in the human body they may irritate nerve cells. Seniors are more vulnerable because their metabolism and detox systems are slower, which means solanin and related substances can linger longer in the body. Doctors warn that for individuals already experiencing nerve sensitivity or weakness, eggplant may aggravate symptoms such as tingling, burning sensations, or even muscle stiffness. One of the concerns with eggplant is its ability to overstimulate or irritate the nervous system in subtle ways. Some people who consume it regularly report feeling nerve discomfort in the form of numbness or heightened sensitivity in the limbs. Researchers have found that solanin can interfere with the enzymes that regulate nerve signaling. When this regulation is disturbed, nerve cells may fire irregularly or fail to transmit signals smoothly. Seniors who are managing neuropathy, restless legs, or chronic pain may notice an increase in flare-ups when eggplant is eaten often. Though it may not affect everyone, the risk is significant enough for doctors to advise caution, especially in older adults. The way eggplant is prepared also influences its impact. Frying or grilling eggplant at high temperatures can concentrate harmful compounds, while eating it in large, frequent servings raises the chance of irritation. Many seniors enjoy fried eggplant slices or heavily seasoned dishes, but these forms add both unhealthy fats and potentially nerve-irritating alkaloids. Nutrition experts explain that the problem is not an occasional serving but the habit of making eggplant a regular staple in large amounts. For sensitive nervous systems, repeated exposure becomes a burden that slowly adds up. Another hidden factor in eggplant is histamine. This vegetable naturally contains higher levels of histamine compared to many others. For seniors who are prone to allergies, inflammation, or autoimmune conditions, this can create added nerve discomfort. Histamine sensitivity sometimes presents as headaches, nerve pain, or a feeling of restlessness, particularly at night. Doctors note that seniors with already fragile nerves may find that histamine-rich foods like eggplant worsen their symptoms, though the connection is not always obvious. Limiting intake or rotating it with other vegetables may help reduce this hidden strain on the nervous system. Eggplant also poses challenges for seniors with iron-related nerve conditions. Some studies suggest that compounds in eggplant can inhibit iron absorption. Since iron is critical for oxygen delivery to nerve tissues, this interference may reduce the nourishment that nerves require. Over time, reduced oxygen supply can weaken nerve function, contributing to fatigue, tingling, or slower reflexes. For seniors, who already face a higher risk of anemia or circulation issues, the interaction between eggplant and iron absorption can become another pathway through which nerve health is compromised. Despite these concerns, it is important to remember that eggplant also contains beneficial nutrients, such as antioxidants and fiber. The problem arises when it is consumed excessively or by seniors who already have nerve sensitivities. Doctors often suggest moderation, eating eggplant only occasionally and combining it with foods that protect nerve health, such as leafy greens, nuts, and whole grains. Cooking methods that avoid high heat, such as steaming or baking, can also help reduce some of the harmful compounds. By making small adjustments, seniors can still enjoy eggplant without placing unnecessary stress on their nervous system. If left unchecked, frequent eggplant consumption can contribute to a slow decline in nerve resilience. What begins as occasional discomfort may gradually become more persistent nerve pain or weakness. For seniors, who rely on steady nerve health for balance, mobility, and independence, this risk should not be overlooked. By being mindful of eggplant intake and recognizing its potential effects, older adults can take a proactive step in protecting their nervous system. Avoiding the mistake of treating eggplant as a harmless everyday food is one way to guard against hidden nerve damage and preserve long-term comfort. Tomatoes are among the most widely consumed vegetables, enjoyed raw in salads, cooked in sauces, or blended into juices. While they provide valuable nutrients like vitamin C and antioxidants, they also contain natural alkaloids such as solanine, which can quietly irritate the nervous system when eaten in excess. For seniors, who often consume tomatoes daily without thinking twice, this constant exposure can contribute to nerve discomfort. Doctors caution that while moderate amounts are safe for most people, repeated large servings of tomatoes may worsen existing nerve conditions, leading to sensations of tingling, burning, or numbness in the hands and feet. One of the ways tomatoes can harm the nervous system is through solanine's effect on nerve signaling. This compound can interfere with the enzymes that regulate how nerve impulses are transmitted, causing irregular or weakened communication between the brain and body. Seniors who already live with neuropathy, restless legs, or nerve pain may notice that their symptoms flare more when tomatoes are a regular part of their diet. Though solanine levels in tomatoes are generally lower than in other nightshades like potatoes, frequent daily consumption accumulates over time, making the nervous system more vulnerable to irritation. Tomatoes also pose issues because of their natural acidity. The high acid content can contribute to inflammation in the body, and inflammation is a major factor in nerve pain and weakness. Seniors dealing with arthritis or inflammatory nerve conditions may find that frequent tomato intake intensifies their discomfort. Some doctors note that patients sensitive to nightshades often report joint or nerve pain relief when tomatoes are reduced or eliminated. This suggests that while tomatoes offer nutritional benefits, they can also act as hidden triggers for nerve irritation in certain individuals. Another factor is how tomatoes are prepared and consumed. Raw tomatoes, eaten daily in large amounts, tend to deliver more of the compounds that irritate nerves. Cooking tomatoes reduces some alkaloids, but it also concentrates acids and can still contribute to nerve sensitivity in susceptible seniors. Tomato-based sauces, soups, and juices, which are often consumed in larger portions, can amplify exposure. Nutrition experts point out that seniors who eat tomato-rich meals several times a week may experience cumulative effects that quietly strain nerve health without obvious immediate warning signs. Tomatoes can also worsen nerve health indirectly through their impact on digestive balance. Their acidity may trigger reflux or indigestion in older adults, leading to poor nutrient absorption. Over time, this can reduce levels of key minerals like magnesium and calcium, both of which are essential for healthy nerve transmission. Without adequate levels of these minerals, nerve signals may weaken, and reflexes may slow. Doctors stress that the nervous system depends on a steady supply of nutrients, and foods that disrupt absorption can indirectly harm nerve function even if the connection is not obvious. Seniors with autoimmune conditions or nerve inflammation are particularly advised to be cautious with tomatoes. Studies suggest that compounds in nightshades can stimulate immune responses that increase inflammation in certain people. For someone whose nerves are already under attack from autoimmune activity, regular tomato consumption may act as fuel for the problem. This is why some medical professionals recommend trial elimination diets for seniors with unexplained nerve pain, encouraging them to reduce or avoid tomatoes and observe whether symptoms improve. Despite these concerns, tomatoes also provide protective nutrients such as lycopene, which has antioxidant benefits. The key for seniors is balance and moderation. Eating small amounts occasionally is unlikely to cause harm, but relying on tomatoes as a daily staple, especially in raw or concentrated forms, can create hidden nerve stress over time. Doctors advise seniors to diversify their vegetable choices and to pair tomatoes with foods rich in magnesium or healthy fats, which help support nerve health and reduce irritation. When overlooked, the risks of tomato overconsumption can accumulate into real problems for the nervous system. What starts as mild tingling or occasional numbness may eventually become persistent discomfort or weakness that limits independence. Seniors who are attentive to these subtle signs and willing to adjust their diet give themselves the chance to protect nerve function more effectively. Recognizing that even familiar foods like tomatoes can secretly contribute to nerve problems is an important step toward maintaining strength, mobility, and comfort in later years. Peppers, whether sweet bell peppers or hot chili varieties, are often praised for their color and flavor, but they can quietly affect nerve health in ways that seniors should not overlook. Like other members of the nightshade family, peppers contain natural alkaloids that may irritate the nervous system when consumed too often. Capsaicin, the compound that gives hot peppers their spice, is widely known for stimulating nerve endings. In small amounts, it can be beneficial, even used in creams to reduce pain. However, when taken in large amounts or consumed daily in meals, capsaicin can overexcite nerves, leaving them fatigued and more sensitive over time. Doctors caution that seniors with nerve conditions may notice worsening symptoms such as burning, tingling, or restlessness after eating peppers frequently. One of the challenges with peppers is that they are often eaten in both raw and cooked forms, sometimes several times a week. Raw peppers added to salads and cooked peppers in sauces or stir-fries increase overall intake of nerve-irritating compounds. For those with neuropathy, restless leg syndrome, or chronic nerve pain, this repeated exposure may amplify discomfort. Research has shown that alkaloids in peppers can alter the way nerves respond to signals, leading to heightened sensitivity or overstimulation. Seniors, whose nerves are already more delicate with age, are especially vulnerable to these effects. Another concern lies in the way peppers interact with inflammation. Capsaicin creates a burning sensation because it binds to pain receptors in the nerves. While this can sometimes reduce pain through temporary desensitization, it also generates an inflammatory response. In seniors with arthritis or inflammatory nerve conditions, this can worsen existing problems. Doctors explain that the nervous system, once inflamed, becomes more reactive, making sensations like tingling or burning more pronounced. For older adults already struggling with chronic nerve pain, peppers may be a hidden dietary factor, making their condition harder to manage. Sweet peppers, though milder than chili varieties, can also pose problems. They contain solanin, like other nightshades, which can interfere with enzymes that regulate nerve signals. Seniors who consume bell peppers daily may experience subtle nerve discomfort, even if the effects are less obvious than with hot peppers. Some nutritionists advise seniors with unexplained nerve sensitivity to test reducing or avoiding peppers to see whether symptoms improve. While not everyone will react, those with existing nerve weakness are more likely to feel the negative effects. Another indirect way peppers can influence nerve health is through digestion. Hot peppers, in particular, may irritate the stomach lining, leading to acid reflux or indigestion. Over time, this can impair nutrient absorption, especially of minerals like magnesium and calcium that are essential for nerve function. Without these nutrients, nerve signals weaken, and seniors may feel increased fatigue, slower reflexes, or more frequent tingling. Doctors highlight that nerves are highly sensitive to changes in nutrient levels, and digestive irritation from peppers adds yet another layer of risk. Some seniors also notice sleep disturbances after eating peppers, especially spicy varieties. Capsaicin raises body temperature and stimulates the nervous system, making it harder to relax. Poor sleep contributes to higher stress hormone levels, which indirectly harm both nerves and the heart. Seniors who struggle with insomnia or restless sleep may be unaware that their evening pepper-rich meals are contributing to their difficulties. This connection between diet, nerves, and rest shows how even small choices can ripple into bigger health challenges. While peppers contain beneficial nutrients such as vitamin C and antioxidants, moderation is crucial. For seniors who love peppers, eating them occasionally in small portions may not cause harm. Cooking peppers gently and combining them with calming, nutrient-rich foods can also reduce some of the impact on the nerves. The problem arises when peppers become a daily staple, particularly in large amounts. The repeated stimulation of nerve endings, the contribution to inflammation, and the potential interference with nutrient absorption create a slow but steady weakening of the nervous system. Over time, seniors who consume peppers frequently may notice persistent nerve symptoms, burning, tingling, or heightened sensitivity that reduce comfort and independence. What seems like a harmless or even healthy vegetable can become a hidden source of discomfort when eaten without caution. Doctors emphasize that protecting nerve health in later years requires awareness not just of sugar, salt, or fats, but also of natural plant compounds that may overexcite or weaken the nervous system. By reducing pepper intake or rotating it with gentler vegetables, seniors can give their nerves a calmer environment and preserve strength for the years ahead. Spinach is often celebrated as one of the healthiest vegetables, praised for its iron, vitamins, and antioxidants. But for seniors, eating spinach in excess, especially on a daily basis, can create problems for the nervous system. The main issue lies in its very high oxalate content. Oxalates are natural compounds that bind to minerals such as calcium and magnesium, two nutrients that play a central role in nerve transmission. When these minerals are blocked or excreted instead of absorbed, nerve signals may weaken, leading to tingling, muscle cramps, or slowed reflexes. Doctors caution that while spinach has benefits, ignoring its oxalate burden can quietly erode nerve health over time. One of the clearest ways spinach affects the nervous system is by reducing calcium availability. Calcium is essential for nerves to release neurotransmitters, the chemicals that carry messages from one nerve cell to another. Without steady calcium levels, the messages between brain and body become inconsistent. Seniors may notice subtle signs such as tingling in the feet or hands, difficulty with balance, or occasional muscle twitches. These may seem minor at first but can progress into more noticeable nerve weakness if calcium remains chronically low. Spinach, when eaten frequently in large portions, can contribute to this mineral imbalance. Magnesium is another critical mineral affected by spinach oxalates. Magnesium helps stabilize electrical activity in the nerves, ensuring that impulses fire smoothly and consistently. Without enough of it, nerves may misfire, leading to restlessness, irritability, or difficulty relaxing muscles. Doctors explain that many seniors are already low in magnesium because of age, medications, or reduced dietary intake. Adding a high oxalate vegetable like spinach on top of this deficiency only increases the risk of nerve problems. This is one reason experts sometimes advise seniors to rotate spinach with lower oxalate greens such as kale or lettuce. Spinach can also indirectly strain the nervous system through its role in kidney stone formation. The high oxalate levels can combine with calcium to form stones, which not only cause pain but also reduce the body's store of calcium for other functions. Seniors with kidney stones often report nerve-related symptoms as well, including weakness and tingling. Doctors note that while spinach is not harmful in small amounts, eating it daily without balance increases both the risk of stones and the chances of nerve discomfort linked to mineral loss. Another factor to consider is the effect spinach can have on iron metabolism. Although it is often advertised as a source of iron, much of the iron in spinach is non-heme iron, which is poorly absorbed by the body. The oxalates further block this absorption. Iron is vital for delivering oxygen to nerve tissue. Without enough oxygen, nerves fatigue more easily, which may appear as slower reflexes, brain fog, or general weakness. Seniors who rely on spinach as their main iron source may unknowingly be shortchanging their nervous system of the oxygen it needs. Some doctors also point out that spinach, when consumed raw in large amounts, contains goitrogens, compounds that may interfere with thyroid function. A sluggish thyroid slows metabolism, which can indirectly weaken nerve performance, leaving seniors feeling sluggish, weak, or mentally foggy. While cooking reduces some of these compounds, seniors who drink raw spinach juices or eat frequent raw salads may be exposing themselves to more risk. The thyroid, nerves, and energy levels are closely connected, so interference in one area often ripples into others. Despite these concerns, spinach is not a vegetable that needs to be eliminated completely. Its vitamins and antioxidants do provide protection for many systems in the body. The key is moderation and balance. Seniors who enjoy spinach should eat it in small portions, rotate it with other greens, and pair it with foods rich in calcium and magnesium to offset oxalate effects. Doctors emphasize that variety is safer than dependence on one single vegetable, even one as celebrated as spinach. The danger comes when spinach is treated as an everyday staple in large amounts, such as in daily smoothies, raw salads, or frequent cooked servings. Over time, the oxalate load, mineral depletion, and reduced nerve nourishment can accumulate into persistent symptoms that undermine quality of life. Seniors may find themselves experiencing nerve tingling, fatigue, or slower reflexes without realizing that their healthy habit is partly responsible. By recognizing spinach's hidden risks and using it wisely, seniors can continue to enjoy its benefits while protecting the strength and resilience of their nervous system. Beets are often praised for their vibrant color and ability to support circulation, but for seniors, eating them too frequently can create hidden risks for the nervous system. Their high nitrate content, while useful for lowering blood pressure, can in some cases reduce oxygen delivery to nerve tissues. Nerves are highly sensitive to oxygen levels, and when supply is reduced, symptoms such as tingling, numbness, or fatigue may appear. Doctors explain that while beets in small amounts can be beneficial, overconsumption or daily reliance on beet juice and cooked beets may place stress on the nervous system, especially in seniors taking blood pressure medications. One of the main concerns with beets is their strong effect on blood pressure. Seniors who already take medication for hypertension may find that frequent beet consumption lowers their pressure too much. When blood pressure drops excessively, oxygen-rich blood may not reach nerve tissues adequately. Nerves deprived of oxygen cannot function optimally, leading to weakness, slower reflexes, or dizziness. Neurologists emphasize that nerves depend on steady oxygen delivery, and even short episodes of reduced supply can harm their long-term resilience. For older adults, this imbalance can quietly erode nerve strength over time. Another issue with beets is their high oxalate content. Like spinach, beets are rich in oxalates, which bind to calcium and magnesium, two minerals essential for nerve transmission. When these minerals are less available, nerve impulses may misfire or weaken, leading to tingling or muscle cramps. Seniors already prone to mineral deficiencies, whether from age, medications, or poor diet, are especially at risk when beets become a daily staple. Doctors point out that combining beets with other high oxalate foods only increases the strain on the nervous system, making moderation important. Beets can also interact with blood sugar control, which indirectly affects nerve health. While they are not as starchy as potatoes, they do contain natural sugars that, when consumed in large amounts, may cause spikes in glucose. For seniors with diabetes or prediabetes, these fluctuations harm small blood vessels that nourish nerves, leading to neuropathy symptoms such as burning, tingling, or numbness in the extremities. Over time, the repeated impact of unstable blood sugar makes the nervous system more vulnerable. Doctors warn that seniors relying heavily on beet juice for health may be unknowingly worsening nerve damage if they also struggle with glucose control. Another hidden concern is the pigment in beets, known as betanin. While generally harmless, it can in some cases irritate the digestive system, leading to reduced absorption of nutrients necessary for nerve health. Seniors with sensitive digestion may experience discomfort, bloating, or faster food transit, which limits how well minerals and vitamins are absorbed. Since nerves rely heavily on nutrients like B vitamins, magnesium, and calcium, any reduction in absorption has a direct impact on their function. This link between digestion and nerve health means that even beneficial foods like beets can create problems when overused. Seniors with kidney issues are also advised to be careful with beets. The combination of high oxalates and nitrates can put extra strain on kidneys, which play a crucial role in filtering blood and maintaining mineral balance. When kidneys are overworked, waste products can build up in the blood, leading to nerve irritation. Doctors have observed that patients with impaired kidney function often show signs of neuropathy, and diet plays a significant role in how quickly these symptoms progress. Eating beets in large amounts can accelerate this decline, especially in older adults. Despite these concerns, beets do provide useful antioxidants and nutrients when eaten occasionally. The key for seniors is balance and moderation. Nutrition experts recommend limiting beet intake to small portions a few times a week rather than daily use, and pairing them with calcium or magnesium-rich foods to offset oxalate effects. Cooking methods that do not concentrate sugars, such as steaming rather than juicing, are also safer choices for seniors concerned about nerve health. The hidden risk of beets lies in the assumption that more is always better. While they can support circulation in moderation, relying on them too heavily can backfire, leading to oxygen imbalances, mineral depletion, and nerve strain. Seniors who experience unexplained tingling, dizziness, or fatigue should consider whether frequent beet intake may be playing a role. By treating beets as an occasional addition rather than a daily staple, older adults can enjoy their benefits without sacrificing nerve strength. Protecting the nervous system requires this kind of awareness, turning even healthy foods into allies rather than hidden sources of harm. Cabbage is a staple in many kitchens, valued for its crunch, versatility, and low cost. It is often thought of as one of the safest vegetables, but when eaten in large raw amounts, it can create hidden risks for the nervous system. The main issue lies in its goitrogen content. Goitrogens are natural compounds that interfere with thyroid function by blocking the uptake of iodine, a mineral the thyroid needs to produce hormones. Since the thyroid plays a major role in regulating metabolism and nerve activity, any disruption can indirectly weaken nerve performance. Doctors warn that for seniors, whose thyroid function may already be slowing, heavy reliance on raw cabbage can contribute to nerve weakness, fatigue, and slower reflexes. One of the ways cabbage affects nerves is through its influence on thyroid hormones. These hormones are essential for maintaining the speed and efficiency of nerve signals throughout the body. When the thyroid is suppressed by too many goitrogens, metabolism slows, and so does nerve transmission. Seniors may begin to notice symptoms such as tingling in the extremities, numbness, or muscle weakness. While these symptoms may not seem connected to diet, research shows that long-term disruption of thyroid function from excessive raw cruciferous vegetables, including cabbage, can make nerve health decline quietly over time. Cabbage also contributes to nerve stress through its impact on digestion. It is high in certain fermentable fibers that, while beneficial in small amounts, can cause bloating and discomfort when eaten too frequently. In seniors with sensitive digestion, this can interfere with nutrient absorption. Minerals like calcium and magnesium, essential for steady nerve signaling, may not be absorbed as well when the digestive system is under stress. Doctors explain that nerves are highly dependent on these minerals, and any digestive disturbance that reduces their availability can weaken the nervous system over the years. Raw cabbage is particularly concerning because cooking reduces much of its goitrogen content. Seniors who regularly eat coleslaw, raw cabbage salads, or juice blends with cabbage may unknowingly expose themselves to higher levels of these compounds. Over time, this can quietly contribute to hyperthyroidism, a condition marked by sluggish thyroid function. One of the hallmark signs of hyperthyroidism is nerve weakness, often experienced as tingling, numbness, or a sense of heaviness in the limbs. For seniors, this may further complicate mobility and independence. Another hidden factor in cabbage is its interaction with existing medical conditions. Seniors who are already taking thyroid medication may find that large amounts of raw cabbage interfere with how well their medicine works. This can lead to unstable hormone levels, which in turn destabilize nerve health. Doctors frequently advise patients with thyroid problems to be cautious with cruciferous vegetables, including cabbage, as part of managing both thyroid and nerve function. Cabbage also contains small amounts of oxalates, which, though less than spinach or beets, can still bind to calcium when eaten in large quantities. For seniors who already consume other high oxalate foods, cabbage can add to the burden. Reduced calcium availability leads to weaker nerve impulses and slower muscle responses. This combination of factors, goitrogens, digestive strain, and oxalates, makes raw cabbage in excess more problematic than many realize. Despite these risks, cabbage does have nutritional benefits, including antioxidants and fiber when eaten in moderation. Cooking cabbage helps neutralize most of its goitrogens, making it much safer for seniors. Steaming, boiling, or fermenting cabbage reduces the compounds that interfere with the thyroid, while still preserving valuable nutrients. Fermented cabbage, like sauerkraut, also supports gut health, which indirectly benefits nerves through better nutrient absorption. Nutrition experts often recommend seniors enjoy cabbage cooked rather than raw, and rotate it with other vegetables to reduce the chance of overload. The problem comes when raw cabbage is treated as a daily staple in large servings. Over time, this habit can silently weaken both thyroid and nerve function, leaving seniors with unexplained fatigue, tingling, or nerve discomfort. Doctors stress that while cabbage is not inherently harmful, it should be eaten with awareness and balance. Seniors who choose cooked versions or vary their diet with other greens can enjoy the benefits without risking their nerve health. By avoiding the mistake of over-relying on raw cabbage, older adults can protect their nerves and maintain the steady strength they need for daily life. Many vegetables are celebrated for their health benefits, yet even the most familiar ones can carry hidden risks for the nervous system when eaten too often or in the wrong form. Potatoes, eggplant, tomatoes, peppers, spinach, beets, and cabbage each contain natural compounds that may irritate nerves, interfere with mineral absorption, or disrupt thyroid and circulation balance. For seniors, whose bodies are more sensitive to changes in metabolism, these effects can quietly build into tingling, numbness, or weakness that reduces comfort and independence. The important message is not that these vegetables should be feared or eliminated completely, but that moderation and preparation matter. Cooking methods, portion sizes, and variety make a significant difference in how these foods affect nerve health. By rotating vegetables, limiting raw high-oxalate or high-goitrogen foods, and paying attention to personal sensitivities, seniors can enjoy the benefits of vegetables while avoiding the hidden drawbacks. Doctors emphasize that prevention is often as simple as balance. Protecting your nerves means listening to your body and making small adjustments that preserve strength over time. With mindful choices, every meal can continue to nourish both the body and the nervous system safely.